6:36 right now. New developments in the case of a man shot and killed by an Atlanta police officer last year. Jimmy Atchison's family is now filing a civil lawsuit. Mara Sirianni live outside APD headquarters for us this morning with those details.
Well, the family of Atchison is frustrated and they're hurt at this point. It's been more than 20 months and no charges have been filed in the case so far. And as you mentioned, that is why they are moving forward with this lawsuit. So this is a civil rights lawsuit. It was filed in federal court and it names 5 Atlanta police officers and 1 FBI agent as defendants, along with the city of Atlanta and 5 unnamed officers. In January of last year, armed robbery suspect Jimmy Atchison hid from police at a Northwest Atlanta apartment complex as officers tried to serve a warrant. The father of 2 was found hiding in a closet in a neighbor's apartment. Now, when he emerged, he was shot in the face by APD officer Sung Kim. The lawsuit claims officers violated policy by not wearing body cams and entering the apartment without a search warrant. It also claims Atchison surrendered with his hands up after he was given conflicting commands. Family members still reeling.
It's been hell. I have a sister, Jimmy's mother. She has not been mentally or physically the same since January 22nd, 2019.
And what family members say is so frustrating is they're basically on standby. The case has been delayed and pushed back due to the pandemic. Now, if you would like to read that 54-page lawsuit, head to 11alive.com.
That case is of high interest. Mara, thank you.